Did you like it though? Did you?
Double tap.
What's good, YouTube? This is Terrence, aka That Fantasy Guy, and this is That Fantasy Network coming to you with another video. And I just wanted to share my after season thoughts since I didn't get to. I really wanted to go back and forth with a co-host, so it wouldn't just be my opinion, but I wasn't able to book one, and having a consistent, reliable one to come on is a hard task in itself. But there is an argument, and I'm trying not to put my opinion totally in it when I present this, but sometimes I get into argument with other people because, and I will say, these other people are less seasoned than me in the fantasy world. So they may say something like, I like, let me give you an example. For this one guy, I'm in like 6 different leagues with him, one fantasy, 5 different redrafts. I end up not winning any of the leagues we was in together, and he won one. So in his mind, he might say, man, I'm better than you. You didn't win any of the leagues. But when you put the lens on the other leagues, you will see he didn't make the playoffs in any of the other leagues. Like he didn't have a good season in any other leagues. It's just that league he ended up getting hot and he won the championship in. While in every other league, I was in the playoff chase and I made the playoffs in all the redraft leagues, and I placed in every single redraft league. Second, third. Like, so it was 2 seconds, 3 thirds. So in his mind, he's like, I'm better than you. I won a league and you didn't. When I try to convey to him, for me, it's not about winning the league, to be honest with you. It's about, of course, I'm trying to win, but for me, I'm in so many leagues at this point. It's about, what is my return in investment? That's what it's about for me. So while, bam, you won one league and maybe you won $1,200, but you lost in the 5 other leagues. So therefore, the amount you put in, the amount you put out, you might have hit even. While I placed in every league, couple of seconds, rest thirds, and I made more of a return, more of a ROI than you did. So for me, it's a W. So I mean, I guess it just depends on how you playing fantasy football. The lower the leagues in you in, I can understand that mentality. It's about winning, It's about pride, and but when you're playing so many leagues, so many competitive leagues, then you can't win every league. It's impossible for me to go out there and win 40 leagues, especially when 20 something of the leagues is dynasty. Good luck, you know what I'm saying? So, because I'll be honestly, I only won 3 leagues this season, and I was surprised by my return on investment because I placed in so many leagues. So, when when the smoke cleared, I was like, oh, snap. I was able to get over even. Thank God. Because I had so much left and I had already paid the buy-in for, a handful of leagues. So I felt good about that. But when it comes to what I'm talking about, here's begs the question. If you're in 10 leagues, and this might decide what kind of fantasy player you are. If you in 10 leagues, if me and you in 10 leagues together, and you win one of those leagues and you fail to make the playoffs in 9 of them, and I come in second place in 10 of those leagues, who had the better season? And this will let you know where you at, where your mindset at in fantasy, because there are some people that might play in one league. There are people out there that can't even phantom playing in more than one league. There's people like that, until they play in a second league, because we all started off like that. It's like playing more than one league, and then you get in the second or third league, and you be like, you playing more than 3 leagues. Like, it's like, nah, I'm everybody has their capacity, but what is it for you? Is winning the most important thing for you? Is the money the most important thing for you? And that's where you got to come to, because when I had a high winning percentage and was playing in only a few leagues, there wasn't big money leagues. When you start to get in these $100, $250 leagues, $350 leagues, the competition is gonna be a more stiff, just a little more stiff. And it's great if you win one league, but how much did you win? Because none of the leagues I play in is winner takes all. You know what I'm saying? So you're sharing a pot with the second and third place, and sometimes the highest score of each week gets some. So what does your ROI look like? And that's what said. That's the lens I look at it in. And not everyone looks in it that lens. Not everyone looks at it in that lens. And it's understandable. I'm just curious, how do you guys feel about it? Because like I said, in some groups, when I argue the fact, and I would say that I feel like I'm on the minority side of the argument, but it's not really. It's just the couple of people that try to argue with me are the loudest in the group. They're the most boisterous in the groups. And it's like, I look at them like, feel like they kind of on a rookie end of the scale, because the guy that that I respect in fantasy wise will agree with me and be like, it's all about ROI, because you can't go out there and win the leagues. Fantasy is a fickle thing, and a little bit of luck is involved, because you're not in control of this fully. And it's just like this season, some of the players that got me there, I didn't have when it came to playoff times, like something like Keenan Allen or something, a player like that. If believe me, if you didn't get those players off the waiver wire, like Puka, Kyron Williams, like that, those carried a lot of people to championships. If you was in a one-on-one, I don't know, you better had got one of those players or both of them players off the waiver wire to recover, because a lot of them one-on-one teams sunk down and died. They did not make it anywhere. So, and that's fantasy. So let me know your thoughts. I was just sharing my thoughts. Next year, I want to build off of what I did this year. The different things I did this year, I actually started to go into projection. And no, I ain't really get geeky with it. I really just kind of visualized and came up with my own thing of how I thought players would project throughout the season. I also use the warp tool on the different leagues I play in. You know, if you guys don't know anything about warp, that's something for you to look up. You know, um, and I just want to build on that for next season. I continue to cut some leagues out. Like I ended up cutting a couple leagues out that was under $100 that I had previously. I had good teams in, and maybe the team's just okay now. But I don't. I've been made up my mind. I really don't want to play in any leagues less than $100. So the only reason I'm in leagues that's less than $100 now is because the teams are good. There's a good chance that I'll have a return on investment on that team, and that's the only reason I still have them. Like, as soon as I look at it and it look blah, I'll let it go. I really was, because I said it's hard to find dynasty leagues with higher buy-ins. Without, I don't like these leagues that I gotta give double or whatever. Like that's why I slowed down getting in the safe leagues. It's like I gotta pay my buy-in, and then I gotta pay a down payment, which is the same price as the buy-in. And then, hey, you trade your first, now you gotta pay another buy-in. It's like, dude, if I wanted to get it in a $500 league, now I could be paying $1,500 off the back, like with the startup. I could be paying $1,500, $500 for the buy-in, $500 for the deposit, and then if I wanted to trade my first, another $500, $1,500 off the back. And that's when it get crazy. And I'm all for it, but I'm not all for it at the same time. I really don't like the whole deposit, the whole fantasy deposit thing. That's I'm not a fan of it. So that's why I think now I'm starting to drift back to redraft. Like I said, I fell in love with Dynasty because I love going deep on players, but kind of coming back to redraft, kind of feeling the love for redraft again. So if you in the high buy-in league, redraft league, holla at your boy. I'm all for it. But I like to keep it short as usual. So peace.